am the Oracle Apollo. Come share your light with me. These messages I follow, restoring balance unto thee. Do not be afraid, you're a part of saving grace. Do not hesitate, let's reignite your faith. Divine encounters are alive. Divine encounters, our lives designed. I am the Oracle Apollo.
Thank you for joining me, the Oracle of Apollo, your Divine Encounters Aquarius water-bearing host. And today is Wednesday night, where I'm going to have for you guys today a supernatural story time. And of course, this is not a passive TV viewing experience, but here on Divine Encounters, we aim to create divine experiences. So make sure you have your high-quality H2O, as we will have ups and peaks and valleys and shifts happening during the show, and this will assist you in removing any toxins from within. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but first, let's drink to your health, wealth, and prosperity to all of you. Yes, and I hope you guys just noticed that new opening that we just had. That is our sponsor, the Intention Pen. Absolutely amazing, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, because last night I just got my pen, and let me tell you how beautiful this white oak pen is, with gunmetal fittings and 24 karat plated with an inscription. It says Divine Encounters. So I'm super stoked about that. But the really amazing thing about this pen is that it is created by a Reiki practitioner who puts your intention into the pen. And amazingly enough, last night I wrote the first words that I wrote with this pen was verified, because that is my current goal, is to be verified and get my blue check mark Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And guess what happened when I wrote that down last night? I gained 2,000 followers last night from using this pen into today. And so if you want to get a hold of your Intention Pen, they're going to be giving us a special discount code that's going to allow you to get free engraving. So please message me for that. And that's going to be available starting Sunday. You guys are also going to be able to get the Oracle of Apollo pen. It's going to be a limited edition pen blessed by myself. This is all handmade right here in the USA, and it is absolutely stunning. Today I have an amazing guest, and her name is Brenda. But don't forget that this supernatural experience that you're going to be participating in is not just only that, but we're going to have the good news, where you have the collective awareness exercise. We're going to be having as well the Apollo games, building your intuition. And don't forget, this is the midweek, so we're going to amp up your energy with a divine experience. Stay till the end for the midweek collective energy check-in, where I give you guys the collective reading of the energy for the rest of the week, as well as announce the winner of this week's personal channeled angel blessing. So make sure that you're here and that you shared Sunday night's feed to get able to win a blessing every Wednesday night. And all you have to do to share is share 3 times or comment with someone's name underneath here in the comment section, and you'll qualify to win next week. And if you have a supernatural story time you want to share here on Divine Encounters, email me, divineencountersat e360tv.com. This way I can send you an intake. I would love to hear your stories. All right. And so, wow, there's a couple of you guys on here. So without, hi May, how are you doing? Hump day. Yes, thank you. I love it. I have this new palette someone just gifted me yesterday, so I feel like a sunrise. I'm just like, I'm a sunrise. And I see you, girl. Definitely putting you in here for next week. Make sure that you type in that you shared this after you shared it with 3 people, or have tagged 3 people. And did I lose weight? Yes, I have. I have lost 20 pounds since October, because I have started a new regimen with exercise, doing virtual reality exercises. Yes, you heard me correct. And yes, I will get that for you by Sunday. You guys will have the promo code. Just a little, little shout out that it's happening. You'll have the promo code Sunday, and I will bless your pen, your block of wood, before it's even made into a pen. And the angel number 3, I got you. So without further ado, thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing. Let's start this party and let's make the impossible possible. Welcome, welcome, my dearest.
Hi, how are you? So good to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And I would love for you to introduce yourself. Everybody, this is Brenda, but she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and what she does. So give her Divine Encounters welcome with your heart emojis and your candle emojis to send love and light to this feed.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. I do a lot of stuff. I am an award-winning actor with a critically acclaimed one-woman show about my life story, which I'll talk about a little bit later because it's definitely what put me on my path. I help entrepreneurs and performers tell their stories on stages, on video, and interviews. Really, my focus is on healing from our stories and then sharing it in a way that is impactful. And I live out here in California, lived in Sedona for about 4 years, and from Brooklyn originally.
Wow, from Sedona. I've always wanted to go. I've only visited the airport. The mountains look lovely from the window, but
Oh
I
my
have.
God. It's amazing. So spiritual, so many wonderful things. It's so beautiful there too.
What interested me in going to Sedona was when I went to Brazil to see John of God, there were so many people from Sedona there talking about the vortexes. And I'm like, I just got to get here.
Oh yeah, you got to get out of the plane next time. It's so amazing. I mean, I have to go back. I'm in San Diego now, but it was a really magical experience being there for me. I was from LA, and like I said, I'm an actor, and then I moved to Sedona thinking I'm not going to act, and instead the community just embraced me, and all of a sudden I was with my tribe and my people and really sharing a lot about my message.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Everything divinely guided, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, taking action from divine guidance. It's so funny because when I do, it's almost like crazy. When I go within, I'm like, I'm supposed to do this. It's like, usually my mind's like, no, what do you mean you're going to move to Sedona? But then whenever I take that action from that place, everything comes out better than I could ever imagine.
It's true, because that's your wise self, right? Like that's the higher self. That's our state of surrender and going, okay, universe, I need a little help here. So
Exactly.
Can you help a sister out? Thanks.
Exactly. And can I have the faith to just really follow this intuition that's telling me to do this?
Oh, Miss May lives in San Diego. Hey.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, May is shifting. Angels are flooding over there to her.
Okay.
You can ground May. Left hand over right hand over left knee. Press down. All right. So now that we know that the portals are open, apparently they are. May is already getting shifted here. We're gonna go, and this is pretty typical here on Divine Encounters. We're gonna start off with the good news today, because you guys know I love to raise the vibe and bring that straight to you. So what's good? Okay, guys, bringing in the good news of today for the rest of the week. We have an angel blessing. Angel Michael's blessing us with safety, and Angel Daniel is blessing us with homecoming. And make sure that you claim that in the bottom right there in the comment section below, because the angels definitely want to shift you and align you, but they can't do that because you have free will, unless you ask for it, of course. So make sure that you are claiming this. Today's message is the Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. This is a shadow card. Interestingly enough, we actually had a shadow card last week for the first time, and now we're in a shadow again, but we're still Mercury in retrograde, so this makes a lot of sense. This shadows card is one that may feel confrontational, but don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to, and it's that never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. And it can feel like a never-ending dance that we can never escape if we aren't careful. Before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. So when this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we are hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experiences confirm the agony of separation in early life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others and the world. So come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially in yourself. Wow, what a powerful message here today. And I cannot wait to bring up the question for today, because every time we have this, we bring up a question. So the question for today concerning this message is, how are you cutting yourself off of love? How do you feel like we could be cutting off ourselves to love, Brenda? And you guys at home, you can put that in the comment section there too.
I think we cut ourselves off from love all the time. If you want to look at the recent, political, what was happening in politics and how much people have been talking at each other, not to each other or listening, there's no love there. There's no self-love because you don't talk at people like that. If you're in a place of self-love, you're in defensive mode.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just like shining out there.
Yeah, that's a good.
We cut ourselves off to love by not being aware of the people in our lives, only being aware of ourselves and our feelings, staying too much in the emotional place instead of being able to come out of it and actually also practice self-care versus, that spinning energy.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's beautifully worded, and I wouldn't have even thought of using politics as an explanation for that, but that's right on the money. It really is. So here's one more question for you, Brenda. So how can you soften towards those who have hurt you?
Yeah, that's a good question, especially since I've been coaching on forgiveness since 2005. I actually think the way that you can soften towards those who have hurt you is to, number one, not need anything from them, not need an apology, not need them to act any differently. And I'm not even saying you need to have them in your life, because sometimes you don't have someone in your life, but the real healing, actually the good news is the real healing takes place inside of you, not from something you need from them. So then it's about filling yourself up and giving yourself what you need versus needing something from them. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, finding those resources within ourselves is definitely going to propel ourselves forward. I see this a lot with like it's interesting because this is the idea that's coming into me, is when you have like these dynamics with a toxic parent and a child, and now the child's an adult, and it's kind of like they don't know how to navigate the world because they haven't been emotionally cut off at the knees. And then some of these adults wind up needing this validation continuously from the toxic parent, who continuously doesn't give it, but then they continuously keep trying to get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Instead of being like, at some point, hopefully you realize, like I've realized, that person can't actually give you what you need. So when you realize that, there's like a freedom, because you can stop going back expecting them to be different than they are,
Absolutely. And I tell some of my clients during coaching calls, it's kind of like some of us were 10-gallon people, but we're raised by 1-quart parents, and they can give and give and give. But if, they will never fill you up because they just don't have enough to give to you. So it's definitely understanding that. So, Ms. Brenda, thank you for your answers. Those are absolutely eloquently said. So we are here because you have a supernatural experience that you're going to be sharing with our viewers today.
Yes, I do. I definitely have a supernatural experience. I would say it came from the biggest devastation in my life, but I have been sharing about this story, not this aspect of it, but my story for many years. So I'm also not coming from a place of, this happened.
a victim
Years ago, it would have
place.
been like that for sure. Yeah, so bracing the audience. My father shot and killed my mother back in 1995, and within months moved in with and then married my aunt, my mother's sister. And so that, that I lost my whole family in one night for all intents and purposes. And I was super close with my father, super close with my mother. And so the supernatural experience actually came, well, if you could call it that. I was never someone who believed in anything, God, spirit, the universe. And really the night my mother died, when I remember flying back to New York from California and feeling the presence of something bigger than me. But then it was a couple of years later that I was really still very depressed, and I'd have these sleepless nights. And I remember, when I was single, I had broken up with my fiance, and I remember just never being able to sleep. And, I'd write at night, I would journal, started writing poetry, but then I just remember having, I didn't know if it was God. I didn't know if it was my mother. I didn't know who it was, but all of a sudden I saw the white light in my head, and I just heard, I just heard everything was going to be okay. And for me, it was, is this my mother? Is this God? What is this? This is before I had done all the spiritual practices and had done. And I just listened, and it made me feel better for the first time in my life,
Wow.
Thank you for your comments. It was just this feeling of my body wasn't there, my energy was bigger, but it was mixed with this white light, and that would be something that would stay with me during those sleepless nights, and it certainly would be the energy underneath me being able to write a one-person show based on my life story. It was absolutely channeled.
Wow. And when this started opening for you, what was the process behind that?
I think the process was that I was so exhausted. So, when you're just broken down, broken open, broken hearted, just those moments where you're just I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I was suffering. And of course, because I was suffering, again, before I did all this inner work or got support, I wanted to hide. So I wasn't reaching out to anybody. I was just playing that story in my head of how much I lost, how I wish I could go back in time.
Right.
And it was, but I used to watch Oprah late at night. That was the saving grace. And so I think my energy, probably my vibration started raising because of that. So instead of watching news at night, I would watch Oprah, and then I would go to sleep, try to sleep. And it was literally just a state of surrender and listening and being in silence. Actually, I think if I'm thinking back, it was a moment where I couldn't play my story anymore. And in that opening of not playing the old story, spirit, universal presence came in.
Wow. That's amazing. You have some comments here. I'm going to bring them up. Totally your call of how you want to handle this. But May says that she's holding space for you because your mom is coming through.
Wow. Let me show you a picture while you're saying that. So I have a picture of my mom right here because I'm just going to do it for a second. When I have my one-woman show, I actually dress as her. I'm doing the show this weekend, actually. Thank you. Do I want to? Sure. Yes. I've had her come through other people. Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Let's see. She
Thank
also
you.
has, she misses you, hun. And
Thank
she's warm. Aw. That's so sweet.
Thank you. Wow. She's a powerful spirit, my mother. So thank you.
What a beautiful blessing. Woo! That gave me chills all up and down my arms.
Here to hear that.
Thank you, May. Really, thank you. Wow. So we're already starting the program off with a bang.
Don't say bang. No, I'm only kidding. It's pun intended because my mother was shot. Sorry.
Oh.
It's okay.
So we're going to talk about now, well, actually we're going to go into a divine experience and bring the energy of the room up. It's already, sounds like it's already there, but we're going to bring a divine experience in, guys. You guys are going to receive 1 minute of energy transmitted to you. Clear yourself, energize yourself. And all you have to do right now is just be honest with yourself. And I'm inviting Brenda into this as well. Is just close your eyes for a moment, and from 1 to 10, where are you energetically in this moment? 1 being super lethargic, this is the least amount of energy I could possibly have, and 10 being this is the most amount of energy I could possibly have. I feel shining, I feel bright, and I feel energized. So go ahead and put that in the comment section below and let us know where you're at right now. Okay, Miss Brenda, so where are you energetically at in this moment?
I'm at a 6.
6 is good. I'm doopy. I'm at a 8.2. I'm like 8.2 to 8.6. I'm like right there, right in that little section. And we have here, Miss Diana. She is, okay, Les Lazen says they're about at a 5. Miss Diana says she's at an 8. Miss Alyssa is at an 8. And May is at infinity. I love it. Okay, guys. So if you're holding the phone in your hand, put it down to your side. Palms facing up in the receptive position. And I'm going to call in the team. We're going to come right back and have our 1 minute energy healing. Eyes closed now, everyone, and 60 seconds on the clock. Breathing in beautiful golden light down into your root chakra that's at the base of your spine, and just let that out in a natural exhale and release what no longer serves you. Coming into the next natural breath in, breathe into your tummy, your solar plexus chakra, beautiful golden light, and on the exhale, release what no longer serves you. Beautiful golden light on the next natural inhale into the hearts. And on the exhale, release what no longer serves you. Coming into the crown chakra, the top of the head, breathing beautiful golden light into the crown chakra. And on the exhale, releasing what no longer serves you. Final breath in, this beautiful golden light expands throughout your entire body, muscles, tendons, cellular memory. And on the exhale, release what no longer serves you. Bringing your palms together, left and right palm, touching in front of your heart space, and thanking Spirit and ourselves for taking this moment for ourselves. And I bow to you all. Namaste. And you can gently open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and your toes, but please do not stand up as the vehicle may still be in motion. If you are lightheaded or dizzy, just place your hands, left hand on the right knee, right hand on the left knee, and gently press down. And go ahead now in the comment section below, let me know where you are from 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and I feel like I just had a lot of liquor. So I'm at a good 9.9.999999999.
I'm telling you, I'm at an 8.
You're at an 8.
I'm much more focused.
Awesome. So we've elevated you 2 points.
Yes, you have.
That's fantastic. And I feel like for me, I feel a lot of swirling around my head. I feel an intense amount of heat actually coming into my body, especially into my heart space. And we have here, Lazan is up to a 9. All right, good for you. And you guys can just go ahead and comment there in the comment section below if you felt anything tingling, pressure, hot, cold, discomfort. Doesn't matter. Put it in the comment section below. And we're here with Miss Brenda, who is telling us about her supernatural story time and her one-woman show as well. And she has gone through a lot of things already in her life, and she's testifying how spirit came into that life right now. We have some floating people. Make sure you don't touch the ceiling because I just painted, okay? So, thank you. And 1,000. And then this is 8.8. I got distracted by Dolores. Oh, boy. Oof. I'm heated up. Okay, Miss Brenda. So you're opening to spirit and you started channeling this one woman show. And what does that look like for you? What for those people who are like, what is channeling? You know, what does that even mean? What does that even feel like? What does it look like? Could you explain that to them?
Yeah, well, what happened for me is I had never written before. I was an actress in LA, filled with with shame back then. I didn't want to share my story, but I just could not stop writing. I wrote 100 poems in 30 days. They came out of me, and it was those were really dark. They were very sexual. They were very they were so dark that when I would read them the next day, I would be like, who wrote this? Because my conscious mind was like, I have to forgive. I have to be a nice person. I have to do this. I have to do that. But it was really just my divine knowing and the emotions just having to come out of me. And then what happened was one of the scenes that I wrote was about me confronting my father with a gun. So it was, dramatic, theatrical. But I was called to write that poem into a scene with three characters, my brother, myself, and my father. And in the scene, I, pull a gun on him, wanting to know what happened and confronting him. And that would be the first scene from my one-person show that I started writing around that. And then I just started writing and couldn't stop.
Wow. So do you feel like these influences that are helping you write your one-woman show, that the reason that they were coming in is to assist you in your healing?
Yes. I didn't plan on ever putting my story on stage. I just knew that I was suffocating under I was suffocating by keeping my secrets.
Wow.
And staying so small. And so whatever it was, that was like, yes, you must get on stage. You must do this story exercise. I just said yes when I didn't want to. When the conscious mind was like, I'm so afraid to be judged. Oh my God. Still not ever thinking it would be a one-person show that I perform all over the world. Instead, what happened was I got a standing ovation. A director wanted to work with me. A producer wanted to produce the show. So that, and then that first time I put up just like 20 minutes of what's now an hour, someone, like 4 people said that something inside them healed by me sharing my story. And that was what gave me the impetus to keep going.
As you're talking, I'm just getting flooded with energy, like a lot. I don't even know what's transpiring right now, but something is happening. I'm just feeling it. I'm trying to just keep my feet on the ground at this moment.
Great.
As you're talking about this healing that you've had to go through, and it's interesting because you're talking about shame here, and I feel like shame is so overlooked. It's like people can talk about the things that they mess up in, they can talk about their failures, they can talk about injustices, they can talk about their humiliation, but then when it comes to shame, we shut down. It's like, I deserved it. At some capacity, I deserve this, so this is why I won't share it. So
right. It's like a process of beating ourselves up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of shining light on it. Right. And that was the process. So the process for me was I started writing, and then I put the show up actually in Los Angeles the first time. People would laugh, people would cry, and then I'd go home and be absolutely miserable. So I went back, got a master's degree in spiritual psychology, and that's really where I learned everything that I teach, as far as how do you love yourself? How do you expose shame in a way that you love yourself so fiercely as you do that and shine light on yourself so that you can heal?
Absolutely. And you are definitely a walking billboard of forgiveness and moving forward, which is absolutely beautiful. Alyssa says, I'm so glad to be here and feel your story. Beautiful and powerful to transmute this energy and have the courage to keep showing up. Wow. And that's how we get through life, is that consistency of us being there for us.
Yeah. And there are a couple other things that I did. I took my dad to court for wrongful death when he got out of prison, but I did it from a place of fierce self-honor versus punishment. Like I needed to stand up for myself. Mm-hmm. So that was really important too. Like taking the patterns of being his daughter, seeing things how they really are. That's what I was saying. Like if you're trying to get something from someone else, you can't heal. But when I realized he could never take full responsibility, there was something in me that just let things go. And I did have an incredible ceremony of release. I remember I went to the top of a mountain in LA with a fedora hat he had, because I had written a poem where I recognized that when I hated him, I hated myself. To do that to myself anymore, talking about shame. And so I just really embraced what I loved about him. I threw the hat over the mountain and I felt angels were with me, guiding me on that whole thing. And then when the hat was out of my sight, it really felt like a weight lifted off of me that I've never had since then.
Wow. And so now, do you have a relationship with your father?
No, he actually died in over 10 years ago. But because I had done this forgiveness like ceremony before he died, when he died, I felt at peace. Whereas, I know a lot of people, like, because I used to do the forgiveness coaching, a lot of people feel guilty and then they stay in relationships with toxic parents or people who treat them so badly out of guilt and shame, instead of like really loving yourself, being the father to yourself that you'll never have, which is what I did too. And then being able to make your decisions from that place. So when he died, I was sad. Like, I think the part of me that was sad and I was surprised is that my inner little child was still like, my dad's going to come back. He's going to love me, But so there was a finality when he died that was peaceful for me.
Wow. And what do you say to those people, or what advice would you give to those people, since you've gone through this hurdle, is that little thought, if I hold on to this, they're going to change, they're going to love me. What do you say to those people who are just holding on to that? I don't even want to know if it's hope, but to that belief.
Yeah. Yeah. That hope. I actually don't believe that hope is good. I actually think hope can keep people in, abusive relationships. They can keep them going back and being hurt. There is hope. I think maybe that hope comes from an innocence, like in an archetype, right? The innocent would want to hope. But if there's a way to like hope, but base it in reality, based on how that person acts and how that person is with you, then that would be better. What was the question though? I got off on a tangent with hope.
Oh, no, I don't even remember the question, but it was such a good answer. I was taking notes. I think it was, how did you get through? What would you say to those people who were holding on to that belief?
That the good news is the answer is within. So like when I realized my father was never coming back, even before, before he died, when I realized he was never coming back, it was like I took a power back for myself, and I actually did inner child work with also being the inner father to myself and the inner mother, like just having those qualities I so desperately wanted in him, to just do that for myself, be strong for myself, be solid for myself, have integrity, myself.
Wow. And it's interesting because you said about the hope thing. So it's kind of like when we're in a dysfunctional place and we're in a state of denial, then it kind of just like creates hope into like a whole perverted other thing. It just like becomes like, I'm thinking of it like the devil card in tarot, where it's just like these chains that we decide, we knowingly choose to hold on to, even though it's toxic and it doesn't serve us.
Yeah, and actually the first part of my 3-part forgiveness process is moving out of denial and into acceptance of what is, because that's what it is. I had so much hope. My father's going to change. But it was all, just based on almost keeping myself bonded to him, being afraid of cutting off that. But that was so unhealthy. Like I could finally see him for who he was. Again, loving the essence of who he is, but not his personality, which is part of the forgiveness thing, so that I could actually stop being in a hopeful place and start redirecting the energy on me, what I needed.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because sometimes we just get so caught up in there. It's like for some reason we start to believe I have to keep this toxic thing that doesn't serve me, because otherwise I will have nothing.
Yes, and that kept me in there for a long time. Like I have no mother, I have no father. What am I gonna do? So I really learned to love myself, to fill myself with all those things I thought I needed from him. Get really clear. My mother's not coming back no matter what I do. But what would she want me to do? And actually a big piece of me moving from depression to really enjoying my life again, being able to express my creativity, creating love again, was really my love for my mother, and being like, she would not want me to be depressed and not thriving. How can I make her proud?
It sounds like you went through a radical acceptance process.
Right, acceptance of what is.
Yes, and that sounds like that's the most important thing here to take away. So for those people, because actually some of the people watching here, I know personally, and they also have lived through toxic parents, and I have too. My biological father is extremely abusive, physically abusive to all of us, all of the children, and my mother as well. But when you say you were a father to yourself or you were a mother to yourself, for some people they might not quite grasp what that entails. So what does that look like?
Right. So what I did and what I learned to do is embrace those qualities of the masculine or feminine that I had outside of myself that I felt like I needed from someone else. So if the divine masculine in a positive way is powerful, I needed to own my power instead of feeling like a victim. If the divine masculine is solid and steady, and it's maybe it's general, but I'm saying masculine, feminine, then it's like, well, can I be solid and steady and not have to depend on someone else? Because it's gonna leak into other areas of your life if if we have these thoughts. And with a mother, because I work with a lot of clients who've had some really abusive mothers, it's like if the mother has been a narcissistic tendencies or not been there for you, how can you be there for your inner child that so desperately needed that? And that means doing self-care, honoring yourself, listening to yourself, as the divine mother would do.
Yes, and that is very difficult because it's like you have to look at yourself with kind eyes and give yourself positive reinforcement when we're so conditioned through these toxic relationships to just beat ourselves up.
Exactly. And so it's getting cognizant that that's the norm. Like you think that's love, but that's not love. That's that distortion. Love is where you feel expanded and like you have a kindness to yourself.
Yes, I agree. People think, I don't like the saying love hurts or like, because I'm just like, no, like love doesn't hurt. Attachment hurts.
Yeah,
But love,
attachment hurts. Exactly. Attachment to how it should be or how someone else should be. That hurts.
yes. So, we're at that time of the night now where we're going to do the Apollo games. Are you ready to test your intuition today with me, friend?
I'm ready.
All right, you guys know it. Bring the husband, bring the wife, bring the kids in. We're about to go into the Apollo games. Okay, so this is where we invite our inner child up to work with us today and tapping into our intuition, and we do this every single episode. We're on twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to give you a question. You guys at home are going to comment in the comment section below, and if you win, you're going to get from me, the Oracle of Apollo, a social distancing, bona fide, certified high five. But I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, I can't wait. Let's do it. What landscape will I reveal? Snowy hills, grasslands, sandy shores, rocky paths. Put your comment in the comment section below now. Okay, so what landscape am I going to reveal? Snowy hills, grassy lands. The other one was sandy shores, and then the last one was rocky paths. You guys have until the end of this music to figure it out and put it in the comment section below. Okay, Miss Brenda, you are first and foremost. You are the first person who's going to do the prediction. So where are you at?
So picking one of those, I'd say grassy land.
Woof, a lot of energy just came in for me on that one. Okay, what do you guys at home say? We got Miss Diana, Sandy Shores. Lezan, Grasslands. And 6 people on Feed My Number. Oh, cool. Nice. May, do you want to guess what is going to appear here? So we're going to go ahead now. I think she just did. I see the little... Okay. And Alyssa also says grass. So you guys, yeah, we're about to get into the answer right now. Let's go. What landscape will I reveal? Snowy hills, grasslands, sandy shores, rocky paths. Put your comment in the comment section below now. Reveal time. Did you predict grasslands? You got it. Ooh, you get social distancing high five. Ooh, 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 ooh. For you and everybody else. Wow, so many people got it right today. Whoa. Listen, these high fives, they have certified serial numbers next to it, so there's no imposter high fives here. These are like legitimate, and you're welcome. Good job, everybody. I'm so proud of you. I hope you guys join me back Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time to do this again and keep building that intuition, because it's going to serve you. It is absolutely going to serve you. And we're here talking with this beautiful Brenda. And, what? I should stop watching Cake Wars at the same time. Yes, because then you would have gotten it right. See, you got to give Divine Encounters all your undivided attention here. Miss Brenda, would you tell everybody at home all about your beautiful services and where they can reach you?
Yes, so my focus has been on teaching people to heal from their story and then share their story for impact, either on stage in a one-person show, on Zoom, in interviews, and I work with performers, and I also work with entrepreneurs to tell their story, TED Talk, stuff like that. I'm always on Facebook. That is it. That is my social media of choice, although I am in some other places. And I have a free gift for you guys. It's a 3-part video training called Tell Your Story, Heal Yourself, Create More Wealth. And video 1 is the top 7 ways to share your story to showcase your talents, make an impact, and build an audience. Video 2 is the top rookie mistakes I made so that you can avoid them and save time and money. And the third is the top 5 tools to get out of your own way and finally shift into flow and attraction energy. And that is at Forgiveness and Freedom. .com/free training, and my main website is Forgiveness and Freedom. Oh, and I have a free storytelling challenge coming up in about 2 weeks. So if you go to Facebook, you shall find me there. Yes, and that's probably going to be in my group called Becoming Unforgettable. There are 2 T's in forgettable, but that's okay.
User error. That was me. Okay, thank you so much, Brenda, for being here. I really appreciate your beautiful energy and your very kind words. So we're going to just put you in the back for a minute in the green room, and Brenda's going to pop back up here in just a few short minutes, everybody. And that's going to leave us now into the midweek collective energy check-in. And of course, we also have a winner for an individual personal angel channeled blessing and message tonight. So she is here. I did see her comment there earlier. So in order for you to receive your angel blessing, you have to make sure that you share Sunday night's feed or this feed, and then arrive next Wednesday or on Wednesday night to get your actual blessing. And before I just fly out of this chair, because there's so much energy flying into me, let's go ahead and get into the midweek energy collective check-in. Let's go.
There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me.
Okay, guys, let's see what is the rest of the week looking like. I am super elated right now. There's so much energy falling into me. Wow. Okay, interesting. And I want to say this because when we opened earlier with the good news, our blessings were Angel Daniel with Homecoming. Now check this out. We have the Mintakan card here, and it says longing for home and homecoming. How beautiful is that? So I feel like with this card, it's kind of like stating a lot of us are not just looking for a physical home, but a home within ourselves. A home is a place where you belong, where you feel you can nurture yourself and bring comforts of life into that space. It's sacred. It is sacred. It is, I want to say special, but there's like another word that wants to come through. It is ours. So it's kind of like very special to us as an individual. It's like a subjective special. So I feel like here with this homecoming card is that we're coming into that essence of ourselves. And kind of like how Brenda was saying, she found that courage and that strength behind herself. That was her homecoming. She found herself within her divine masculine and her divine feminine coming in here. So I feel like this is a state of balance for many of us as well. I feel like also some of you will be having, I see this in my mind as people walking in with these hooded robes, but I feel like a lot of you are seeking tribes or seeking support, and that is on its way to you right now, and I can see that. I feel like it's like a gravitational magnetized energy that's coming in for everyone, and it's making its way very slowly but diligently and consistency on its way to you. So I feel like I want to say here is home is coming. Awareness is coming, self-knowing is coming, and for some of you, privilege is coming. Interesting. All right, so let's go into the second card. And we have, oh, I love this, nature, free-spirited, and innocence. We have the sun card here, freedom. And what is more freeing than forgiveness? Finding ourselves within ourselves is going to allow us to be able to expand. There's so much energy coming in right now. The Sun card is the happiest card in the entire tarot. It brings with it new passions, beginnings, illumination, light, clarity. All of these things are involved. It's kind of like saying the sun will continue to nourish you and give you the vitamins and the nutrients that you need to continue on your journey of self-discovery and momentum. Also, it's a very strong card because if we look at in the zodiac sign, Leo is the associated sign to the sun, and that is a very confident energy card here. So very interesting. I feel like for a lot of us here, this freedom card is associated to forgiveness itself, and with that homecoming, I feel like that's a self-forgiveness involved here too. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio here. When we look at the sign Scorpio is an extremely emotional sign. It's a water sign in the zodiac, and when we're in our south node, it's all about those emotions and taking a really good look at that. Here in this card, this moon is actually complete. It's a full moon, and it's saying it's time to release negativity. So I feel like with this being a full moon and not a new moon, I feel like this is kind of like this has run its course. It's coming to the climax, right? It's about to release and a new cycle is about to begin. So our perspective is very important. So making sure that we're letting go of the old programming, the old victimization, the old belief system that's holding us back. It's time to let that go now. So tap into those emotions and be fearless. Be that fearless warrior, because you're here to find you, and you know who you are. You're not a victim. You're not a sad person. You're not depressed. You're not lackluster. You're not poor, you're not broken. You are full, you are joy. You are literally love incarnate into a physical being, and it's only the illusion of separation that holds us back. And that card said, I'm out of here. It just jumped off my table. It said, find me in St. Louis because you don't need me anymore. We have wolf for your animal this week. Be independent, but work together. And you guys know me, wolf is one of my spirit animals, and also was the animal for my business, Howl, Healing Ourselves While Learning. So wolf is all about independence. But the thing here is that they're still pack animals, so they still rely on each other. They hunt together. They make sure that they forage together. So this is all about, yeah, you're strong enough with that sun card coming in, but do you have to do it all alone? Absolutely not. That which is heavier than what you can bear, that which is too heavy for you to carry, is not a burden to the point where you're not capable of carrying it, because universe says, I will never give you anything too difficult. I will never give you anything that you possibly can't carry. So if you find yourself moving a little sluggish or moving a little slow because all the things you're holding, ask universe to support you and to give you that strength, to allow you to become in alignment with that self inside of you, to come into that homecoming, so that way you can also just effortlessly get through this and find that place in yourself where you can be independent. And independent doesn't mean alone. That means self-sufficient. I can do this for myself, but then I can also give it. Because when we learn something, guess what? We can then give it back to others, and then they can get through their hurdles. So it's a giving gift, absolutely. We have Kingfisher. Forward. Oh, sorry, that's the animal. We got to go to ancestors. Oh, look at this. You check that out. She-wolf. Yeah, animal was wolf, but then the ancestor was she-wolf. She-wolf says, unleash the wild within. Wow, look at that full moon there. So we have a lot of symbolism here with the moon and this particular animal. So to that I want to say, just tap in, be fearless, be wild. And being wild can be tapping into your sensuality, tapping into your shadow aspects. Because those shadow aspects of ourselves, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It's just something that us, with our limited understanding of that aspect of ourselves, has suppressed it. Because at some point or another, we learn that if we share this aspect of ourselves, it takes love away from us, or it takes joy away from us. And the reality is, owning that shadow aspect of yourself is going to bring you more closer to your homecoming, integrating that energy. So allow yourself to be the beautiful, sensual, outspoken, opinionated, carefully expressive. And only I say carefully expressive because not everyone deserves your energy. So express yourself, but that doesn't mean that you withholding energy from someone implies that you are not in your power. It's just some people don't deserve that energy from you. So be wild and take it all in. All right, and you have for the blessing following into the week. Ooh, romance. Listen, it's Valentine's week coming up. Be wild, hunty. Be wild. Get in that she wolf. Come out that closet. Get your pretty lingerie on. And if it's not for anybody and it's just for you, that's okay too, because here we practice self-love and you have to fill your own cup before you can pour into anyone else's. Romance is coming your way this week. And you know what? It's okay for you to be the one to also create that energy around you. Sometimes we get so accustomed to a certain thing that we expect things to come to us. And we can be expectant, but we also have to be the creators of our reality. And closing off here, we have Angel Faith blessing us with Beauty card. There's nothing really else to say to that, because I feel like this is in kind of entwining with everything here, with that forgiveness, with that self-appreciation, with tapping into that shadow. We have so much appreciation and love and gratitude here to discover this week that's beautiful. Beginnings are beautiful. Love is beautiful. You are beautiful. And if the quicker you see that, the quicker everything around you becomes beautiful. Speak kindly to yourself and watch beauty unfold all around you. So that's the midweek collective energy check-in, and I hope that it serves you. And we're going to bring this beautiful being back up here, and you guys can go ahead now and put any comments in the comment section below that you feel like you want to share about this message today. Welcome back. So how do you feel either about this message, or is there anything you want to add about the cards that have come up, or the message that the cards had for today, for the people who are watching?
Yeah, I just think they were really all about embracing all of you. It was just right in alignment with what we were talking about. And I love it because it was about forgiveness, self-love, being the brightest card. And really, I think also with, Valentine's week coming up for people, some people it's really hard for to just really remember to love yourself so much, because you can't go wrong when you do that, because then also the people in your life, you'll be able to love them better as well, or attract more of that energy in.
Yeah, because we look outside for it. It's like, okay, who's going to wish me happy Valentine's, or am I going to get chocolate, or am I going to get flowers? We look for all these external things, and we kind of just forget, like, it's about just being in that state of love. And it's not all about all the shine and the glitter and the calories.
Right.
And the calories.
Although everybody's chocolate. Yeah.
So what do you guys at home feel about that? What are you doing for Valentine's Day? Do you feel like this message serves you guys? And I hope that it does. I feel like this is kind of like coming into a full circle message here about just tapping into that beautiful, loving energy for ourselves. Do you have plans, Brenda, for Valentine's Day?
Well, I do, because I just recently got engaged. And I also, so
Congratulations.
thank you. And he lives in LA, but I'm filming my show in my one-woman show in LA this Saturday, so I'll be there. And then Valentine's Day is Sunday, so we're going to be spending some time together. And then it's my birthday Monday, so yeah.
Wow, happy
amazing.
birthday.
It's pretty amazing.
What is Monday's date? You're Aquarius.
I am.
Oh, Aquarius sister.
When's your birthday?
Mine just happened. It was January 31st.
Yeah, I am a true Aquarius, yes.
I love it. And I went to Florida, so it's like you're traveling too. And
wow. Yeah.
This week for the when we had Sunday night horoscopes, it was saying that Aquarius was traveling. So that's so great. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I traveled last weekend too, so that's interesting.
Oh, and we're in the age of Aquarius, guys. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take yoga with gym friends, and I made little Valentine's baggies for everyone. Self love and spread some love. Absolutely. And it's so easy to give love. It's kind of like, don't deny yourself an act of kindness, is what I want to say. We get so like in our heads about, well, they should blah 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 blah, or this should be this way, this way, this way, this way. Any chance you guys have to be kind, do it, because it's gonna feel good. It's gonna make you feel wonderful. It's gonna come from your heart space. Deanna says it served her. Sometimes she struggles with loving herself, and she appreciates the messages today. Brenda, is there anything you want to leave the people with at home? Any kind of special message or thought or anything like that, either about Valentine's or just life in general?
Yeah, I just with what we've been saying, I really believe that everything is about self-love. Everything, and we are all important, just how we are, and we're all so unique because we have such unique experiences, and because I'm so drawn to storytelling, I feel like we really make a difference with it. So that if any of you are like have shame around your stories, work with that, forgive yourself, and know that you're valuable just because you are.
Beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself. Guys, thank you for being here with me today. I'm live streaming every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with all of your horoscopes and development, and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with a new supernatural story time every single week to inspire, uplift you, eye-opening, thought-provoking. And of course, if you want to be on here on Divine Encounters, email me. I want to hear about your story. Divine Encounters at e360tv.com. Yes. Thank you, Brenda. A million thank yous for being here today. And for all of you at home, thank you so much. Without you guys participating, this would just be me looking at a camera. So thank you for creating divine experiences with me and Brenda today. And may you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself. Love thyself. And remember, the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Divine encounter.